Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Grow Through It podcast. I was just editing this podcast and I realized the audio isn't as good as normal, so I just wanted to come on here before the episode and apologize for the audio. I'm not sure what happened. I'm hoping once this publishes, it will increase the audio a little bit, but either way, I apologize for that. I will make sure to test my mic next time, but I didn't want to record, and once you hear the episode, you'll understand why. It was very raw. So yeah, just came on here to say sorry, but I hope you enjoyed the episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Grow Through It podcast. My name is Julia, and I'm actually pre-recording this because at the time this episode comes out, I will be at the Women's Festival. So stay tuned for updates about the festival because I will definitely be sharing. I have been thinking about this festival since I left the last one. I'm so excited for it. For today's episode, I wanted to keep it light and fun and help you guys get to know me a bit better. I've always loved Q&A episodes. They feel so personal and real, and since this podcast is still growing, I thought I'd do a fun spin on this and let ChatGPT ask the questions. I'm excited to open up and be raw and real with you. In the future, I would love to be able to answer questions from my real listeners. Just a reminder, if you ever do have questions you'd like me to answer, you can DM me on Instagram or use the link in the show notes if you want to keep it anonymous. I've briefly looked through the questions to make sure they're good, and they are fairly generalized, but it does know some things about me, so some things are a little bit more specific. But I haven't prepared my answers or thought about them at all, so you're getting the raw version. It's split up into 3 categories, which are personal and reflective, relationships and growth, and fun and random. So let's dive in. So the first category is personal and reflective. The first question is, what's a belief you used to have about yourself that you've outgrown? I think the biggest thing is I used to believe that I was just going to be the same way forever. Like, especially when it came to my physical injuries, I just thought since the doctors told me there was nothing they could do about it, that I was just going to have to live with it. And that's a belief I've definitely outgrown. I 100% believe we are so much more capable than we think we are. And you can totally heal yourself through like mobility exercises, going to physio, and kind of taking matters into your own hands. If I were to believe like the doctors and physio that I used to see, I wouldn't be doing any of the physical things I'm doing now. I remember when I tore a ligament in my wrist and I had to get surgery and I went back to physio for it, and I think I was like in the 10th or 11th grade, and this physiotherapist told me that I would never be able to hold my future child. I would never be able to do push-ups again or yoga or anything, like put weight on it. And it's completely fine. Like, it bothers me every now and then, but my wrist is fine. So I think in that case, like, I had to take things into my own hands, and I was like, that's ridiculous. That's not happening. And that was like the first kind of taste of it. But it really wasn't until I met Paul that I truly started believing in that in like all aspects of my physical health. So I would say that one. Number 2, what's a recent moment where you felt really proud of yourself? I think actually the most recent was literally last night. It was my last day with one of my groups that I coach, and 2 of them wrote me really, really nice, heartfelt notes, and they actually, like, those were the nicest notes I've ever received, especially in a career setting. I was so moved by how much I impacted them, and I really had no idea that they felt that way. So it reminded me that I need to stop being so hard on myself, and it made me proud of what I accomplished this year with them and how I made them feel. So I would say that one. Number 3, what's something from your past that shaped who you are today, but you wouldn't go back and repeat? I feel like everything from my past has shaped who I am, and I would not want to repeat most of it. I think my past relationship is the biggest thing. It's definitely shaped who I am today because I have such higher standards, and it forced me to do a lot of inner work that has really helped me grow and evolve. And I had to go from a place of really hating myself to now in a place where I'm developing so much more self-love. So I think that really shaped me. And I've been talking about this recently with my therapist and some of my friends. And the whole past relationship is very conflicting to me because I know that everything that happened then has led me to where I am now. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And I wouldn't be who I am today without it. I know that. I know everything happens for a reason, but at the same time, it's very frustrating that I had to go through it. But I still wouldn't go back and change anything. I think, again, everything happens for a reason. And yeah, it helps shape you into becoming a better person. So I would say that. Number 4, what's your personal definition of healing? I think the biggest thing with healing is tuning into your body and figuring out what you're passionate about, what you want to improve on, and then taking action to do those things. And really listening to your body and how it feels in certain moments and like connecting with yourself on a deeper level. I think everyone can benefit from healing, but everyone kind of heals in a different way. Whether that's therapy or EMDR or journaling or going on a retreat, like there's so many different ways you can heal, but you have to find what works for you and what resonates with you the most. And I think healing really means discovering more about yourself, gaining more self-love with yourself, and I think ultimately the goal is just wanting more for your life. And I think putting in the work to heal yourself will help you get to that place. Number 5, how do you handle days when you don't feel confident or motivated? Those are tough days. I've definitely had a lot of them. I think when I'm not feeling super confident, I can do a couple of different things. Sometimes I just have to remind myself of all the great things, of who loves me, what I love about myself. So it's kind of that reminder. Some days I need validation, and I know that's not always like a great thing. And it's not all the time. Like I do figure things out on my own, but sometimes I need a little bit of validation. So sometimes I literally just ask Paul, like, hey, can you just tell me something you love about me? And it really helps bring that confidence back in. And if you don't have a partner to do this with, you can do it with anyone. Like ask a friend or a family member, like, what's something you love about me or admire about me? And it really helps bring that confidence back when you can't find it internally. But I would say this is kind of like a short-term thing, and you have to do some more work so that you can do this mostly on your own, if that makes sense. And then days when I'm not feeling motivated, again, I think you just have to remind yourself why you want to accomplish certain things. So, for example, if I am not feeling motivated to go work out or go for a walk or do something active, I have to remind myself why those things are important and of my goals. Like, I want to lose weight. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit and to be able to go on adventures and do fun things without getting hurt or feeling tired. Those things are very, very important to me. So you have to kind of remind yourself of the why. And then the last one for personal and reflective, number 6, what's one habit or mindset shift that completely changed your life? I think the biggest mindset shift for me is something I said earlier in one of the other questions, is I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and everything you go through leads you to becoming a better person. Which again, I said earlier, but I really think that's like the biggest mindset shift that really helps me not to get down on what I went through, and it really helped me get through it. There's been a lot of things in my life that were extremely hard and challenging, and I have a lot of trauma around it. But the more I tell myself and remind myself that it needed to happen for me to get to a better place, it really helps me cope with it. And it helps me have a more optimistic view on life in general. Because if I were to just like wallow in what happened, I would be a very negative and pessimistic person. And that's not who I want to be. So I think that's like the biggest mindset shift. And then the biggest habit that changed my life, I think, is exercise. Exercise to me is something I need. I thrive when I exercise and I'm active. With my back injury and not being able to exercise for so long, I've talked about this before, but it took a real toll on my mental health. So I know that being active helps me not only mentally, like it helps my mental health so much. I'm so much more clear-headed and positive and happy when I'm exercising. And then obviously all the physical benefits too. Like it's made me a healthier person. And it's helped me to do things that I didn't know I would be capable of doing at my age with my gymnastics background and with all of my previous injuries. So I would say that is the biggest habit that has changed my life. And it's also helped me to like lead to a more fulfilling life. And I'm with an amazing person that I love so much. Like Paul has truly changed my life. And if I oh my God, why am I getting emotional? If I wasn't in this place of being passionate about exercise, we wouldn't be together, because that is like something extremely important and crucial to him, is being active and being healthy. That's just one of his values, probably one of his biggest values. So we wouldn't be together if I wasn't passionate about it either. So definitely changed my life. Okay, next is relationships and growth, which I guess I unintentionally transitioned into. So question number 7, what have your past relationships taught you about love and self-worth? Well, at the time, it definitely had negative impacts on my self-worth and my views on love. I definitely was in a place where I didn't like myself, and I just thought I was stuck. So now, being out of that, it has taught me that I am so worthy and just, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional today. It's taught me that I'm so worthy and deserving of love. And I deserve a healthy love and a love that makes me feel safe. And I deserve someone who pushes me to be my best and not holds me back. I could probably do a whole episode on this, to be honest. Like, I have so much higher standards because of my past relationships. And I truly believe that's what led me to being with Paul, because he is the polar opposite, and he has helped me love myself again and want more for my life. So yeah, I would say that. Number 8, what does a healthy relationship mean to you now? I kind of answered that a little bit, but a healthy relationship to me now means feeling safe, feeling valued, feeling seen and heard. It means someone pushing me to be my best, and in a healthy way, not in a controlling way. It means not hiding things from other people. So in the past, I would avoid telling people certain things that my ex did. And that's a huge red flag, and I'm pretty sure I talked about that in the red flag episode. But like, as you probably noticed, I brag about Paul a lot, because going from a relationship that was so unhealthy and traumatic to the love I have now is like insane. And it's why I'm so passionate about talking about relationships, because that is possible for anyone. So I've said this before, and I know I'm getting a little off topic, but if you are in a place where you are unhappy in your relationship, like, I really, really want you to understand that that doesn't have to be your life. And there's so much better things out there for you. So yeah, being in a healthy relationship, just feeling calm and happy, and like, I'm just, for the most part, aside from like some other things going on in my life outside of my relationship, I am so happy pretty much all the time. I am calm. Being around him is like, I can just relax and I can be my true authentic self. No one else has seen the side of me that he has seen. I've never been able to open up as much with anyone else. I've never been able to be my weird self around anyone except Paul. So I think that is a huge thing. Like, being able to truly be yourself without feeling embarrassed, without feeling judged, is so important. Number 9, how do you stay grounded and connected while chasing big goals? I mean, I did do an episode on this, so listen to that if you want like an in-depth version of this answer. But I think the biggest thing is communication, checking in with each other, and being honest with how we're feeling. I'm going to kind of transition into another question just because I did do an episode on this. But as I've mentioned a couple times, I have been going through something very difficult. And it's been hard not to be emotional, which is probably why I'm getting so emotional today on this episode. But it's been hard to like keep my emotions in check and be my normal, like happy, bubbly self. And like sometimes I still am, but I've just been having a couple of really bad days. And one thing Paul asked of me is to just give the reassurance that it has nothing to do with him if I'm like upset, and to just communicate with him why I'm upset. And I don't have to go into detail because lately I haven't been wanting to talk about it, but just giving him the reassurance like, hey, this has nothing to do with you. I'm upset about this, I think is really crucial in a relationship, whether you are going through a tough time like I am, or whether you are stressed about work or finances, whatever it may be. If you're a little off in your energy, just communicating that to your partner, I think is extremely important so that they still feel valued and loved. And yeah, just communicate and still make them feel loved and like do things together. Even if you're really busy, find time to do things together. Whether that is just reading together or going for a walk, going on a date, like whatever it is, just make time for each other. Number 10, what's something you wish more women knew about personal growth? I think personal growth really is a journey. It takes a long time, and it's a lifelong thing, really. So there's always things you're going to have to grow through. And I think I just want women to know, like, there's so much out there that you can do, and you're capable of so much. You just have to stay consistent and keep going even when things get hard. And I think personal growth is so important if you want to live a fulfilling life. Like, if you're happy with where you're at right now, that's great. Most people aren't. Most people want more. They want more money. They want more time. They want more freedom. They maybe want materialistic things, or they want more time with like their kids, or they want to be able to volunteer or create something. Most people want more. They just don't believe in themselves enough to think it's possible for them, but it is 100% possible for you. You can absolutely do whatever you want to do. You just have to go for it and keep doing the personal development to help your mindset get to that place where you genuinely believe that you are capable of it. Okay, next is the fun, random, and real category. So question 11, what's your go-to comfort TV show or movie when you need a reset? I have a couple. I love rewatching shows. I think I would probably say my go-to comfort TV show is The Fosters. I loved that show so much. It actually made me want to adopt in the future. So I think that's a huge one. If I'm super emotional, like when my dog passed away, I lived on Disney Plus and I watched like every Hilary Duff movie imaginable. I watched like the Lizzie McGuire movie. I watched Cheaper by the Dozen 1 and 2. I also watched the High School Musicals again, Camp Rock, like all those old Disney movies that were like iconic. If you're a millennial, those are like my comfort. I love watching those when I'm sad. Recently I watched Aquamarine, which is another really great one. And then my other go-to comfort show, which is kind of weird that it's a comfort show, is The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. I think I've seen it. I haven't seen the whole thing twice, but I've seen the whole thing once for sure. And then I rewatched maybe like the first 3 seasons as well. So that's a really good one. Number 12, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? I would say it depends on a couple things. If I felt good while eating it, and if it wouldn't cause me to gain weight, I would eat turkey dinner that my mom made because it's my favorite meal. Turkey, potatoes, stuffing, buns, oh my god, apple pie. That's like my favorite thing ever. But if I could only eat one meal, and this was like more realistic and the calories were there, I would probably eat, I just thought of another one. If calories weren't a factor, is a buffalo chicken wrap, because those are my favorite. Every time I go to a restaurant, that's all I order. I don't even need to look at the menu. But again, being realistic, I would probably say steak, potatoes, and carrots. I feel like that's like a good meal, but that would be weird to eat for breakfast, I guess. So that's a tough one. I overthink things. This is true. This is a hard question for me because I'm thinking about all the logistics. But I would say that would give me like the most value because there's lots of vitamins and minerals in there and it's filling. So it would be good. Okay, number 13. What's something about you that would surprise people? I feel like I've been pretty honest with how I feel about myself and like who I am on this podcast. So I don't know if it would surprise people because I've shared a lot, but I guess one thing is that I'm pretty shy in person at first. I'm a lot better now, but I am pretty shy in person, which I guess like if you don't know me and you just listen to this podcast, you might not know that because I have a podcast. Most shy people don't have a podcast or like post on social media or anything. So maybe that. And I think another thing, I don't know why, but people who see me, and I guess it's more in a work setting, but people who meet me never think I have tattoos. And I don't know why. Maybe like I look innocent or something. But I do have several tattoos. I have a half sleeve, I have a big leg tattoo. So I think that surprises people, which I'm not sure why. So if that surprises you, let me know why. Okay, number 14. What's a cringy thing you secretly love doing? I don't know that I would call anything cringy. I don't know. I like to like sing in the car. I like to watch TV shows and movies from my childhood. I play Sudoku like every day. I don't know if that's considered cringy, but I do. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't think what I do is cringy. Some people might think it's cringy. Again, I just did an episode on this about like being the main character and being cringy and not caring what other people think. So yeah, people might think it's cringy that I do a podcast. People might think it's cringy that I post on social media and like make videos. But personally, I don't think anything I do is cringy. I like fully own what I do. Sometimes it's scary for sure, but I don't think anything's cringy. And then the last question, what is one thing you hope people take away from your podcast, even if they only ever listen to this one episode? Oh, I think the biggest takeaway I want people to know is basically that you are capable of anything. If you want a better relationship, you can have it. If you want a more fulfilling career, you can have it. If you want better health and to heal yourself, you can do that. Like, humans are so much more capable than we give ourselves credit for. If you haven't read the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, please listen to it because it really opened my eyes to how capable we truly are. He's very intense, but it's such a good message. So I would say that is the biggest thing. And to just know that like, if you are unhappy, if you are not being treated well, if you're just feeling unfulfilled or stuck, like there is a way out and there's a better future for you. Relationships to me is like the biggest thing. And it's why I even started this whole podcast, is because I want people to know that if you are not being treated right and you are feeling stuck in your relationship, like you can leave. You have permission to leave. It's okay. And even though it's really, really scary, it was terrifying for me. I was in that relationship for 10 years. I didn't have any family or many friends out here when I left. Like I didn't have many people. I had my one friend out here. So leaving can be scary, but it is 100% worth it. And you deserve to be happy and you deserve to love your life. And I think looking back, like if the past me saw me now, I wouldn't even, I don't even think I could wrap my head around that being a reality for me. I would not think I would get to this place. So I just really want you guys to know that like you are capable and you are worthy of a better life. That's why I say that at the end of every episode, because I really, really want you to understand that you are worthy, even if it doesn't feel like it. And yeah, like dream big, go for your goals and dreams, and don't give up on yourself. I think that is the one thing I hope you guys can take away. So those are all the questions. I really hope you enjoyed it and were able to get to know me even better. I would really love to connect with you guys more. So if you feel called to it, you can follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. I would love to chat with you. You can find me at growthroughit.pod. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be so grateful if you would rate, review, follow, or subscribe, and share it with someone you think would benefit from it. You can also suggest future topic ideas, or like I said, ask questions using the anonymous link in the show notes. So thank you guys so much for listening, and please remember that you are worthy. See you next time.